Ethan, the people wanted it, and here we are.
You are here.
It's time to start this first debut on the eve of Halloween podcast. So we got three segments planned for you guys today. We got ice hockey, we got soccer, and then together we're going to do some NFL. We got a little bit of trivia for you guys to participate in too that we'll be answering here. Brought to you by our wonderful producer and editor who's in the background, Ryan Conrad. So without further ado, I think we're going to start this off. Baz, you want to start with soccer or to...
Let's get off with hockey.
You want to start off with hockey? All right, let's get it. So, start of the NHL season was a few weeks ago, and it's just been exhilarating, to say the least. It's been something to remember so far. Granted, we're only 10 games in, so you can't get your hopes up too much because you still got 70 more to go. But, just off of the first 10, 15 games that have been played through the NHL, it's just been something else so far. So, as of right now... As we're recording this, Wednesday, October 29th, there are 7 new NHL playoff position teams. So 7 teams that weren't in the running last year that are in the running this year. And just a few of those teams that are really sticking out of the crowd are Seattle Kraken, Pittsburgh Penguins, which I'm repping the jersey here if you're watching on the YouTube, Philadelphia Flyers, Utah Mammoth, New Jersey Devils, Detroit Red Wings, and Chicago. Out of those 7 teams, 4 of them were in the bottom 10. I'm sorry, not 4 of them. 5 of them were in the bottom 10 of the overall standings last year, which is just something to be, whoa, what's going on, right? That is huge. And I'm not going to cover all of them, but 3 teams that are sticking out the most, and I definitely do think, if you're just a casual fan, you're just tuning in the games every now and then that you should watch. If you got time at night, definitely, one of the teams I would recommend tuning in is the Utah Mammoth, new expansion team. I'm sorry, not expansion team. Relocated team from the Arizona Coyotes as of, I think it was 2 years ago now. But, I'm looking at my notes here, and, there's nothing that, sticks out except that they're just really good. I couldn't tell you why, but, they're getting the young talent, they're scoring goals, and they're making you play their game, which is just super hard to do in a very physical and fast sport in the NHL. Especially when you consider, the team's really young. You got talents in Dylan Guenther, Logan Cooley, even Nick Schmaltz. He's not a young talent, but someone that's really popping off right now for no reason at all. And it's definitely looking at something, for the Olympics possibly. So keep an eye out on him. But yeah, definitely watch out for the Utah Mammoth as they're leading the Central number 1 position. So really fun team to watch. Another team to watch is an East Coast team here, the Montreal Canadiens. They just look good. They look really good. They're kind of I don't even know who to compare them to in soccer, but they got so much young talent, and they're doing so good right now. Nick Suzuki, captain, popping off with points and goals, leading the team in both categories. Cole Caulfield doing really well too with a point per game so far this season. Ivan Demidov, rookie season, is looking phenomenal. Russian talent. I think he's going to be a front runner for the Calder, which is the Rookie of the Year award in the NHL. Lane Hudson, who's the rookie winner, aka the Calder winner last year, is looking just phenomenal, especially coming on a contract year, which would be interesting. But I definitely do think, that what that team needed the most to get to where they're at now is goaltending, and they're getting it. They're getting it from their boy Dobbs right now, and that is huge, With a 1.9 goals against average and a .930 save percentage, that's just phenomenal stats from your starting goaltender. And even Samuel Montembeault, their backup, similar numbers, doing the job they need to do to get them in the second in the Pacific. Or, I'm sorry, the Atlantic Division, which is just absolutely huge.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So, you mentioned so many great teams. Is there any team that you think is going to be a very overwhelmingly underachiever in the NHL?
Underachiever awards. So that is a great question. If you were to look at the standings as of Wednesday right now, one team that sticks out more than most, some people are saying the Calgary Flames, but I would argue, that team's in a rebuild arc right now, so you can't hurt them too much. But one team that's been really disappointing so far this year, I gotta say, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've had a really slow start. When I last looked, they were 2-7. And considering that team was in the playoffs last year and almost took the round over the Toronto Maple Leafs, You start out 2-7. That's a really shaky start, especially since they brought back most of their players. They're not getting the points they need from players like Braden Point, Braden Hagel. Their defense is sloppy. Andre Vasilevsky's coming off an injury in preseason, but honestly, I don't think that's an excuse for a Venza goaltender winner. Like, I don't think you can look at that team and feel confident if you're a Tampa Bay fan right now. Like, they are really shaky. And I'm not saying, trade anyone or fire your coach because, like I said, you can't get too crazy. We're 10 games in. You got 70 more to go. But you got to look at the lines and think, what's going on here? Like, what are we doing?
Would you say like any team that was a contender last season, or like the Hurricanes, or anyone who actually won, or close to winning, like the Panthers, have they changed substantially since then?
Panthers are doing, what the classic back-to-back champions or what a cup winner would do, and that's just retain the whole team. So that means anybody that was a free agent or was on a contract year, keep them because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. But some teams, to keep an eye out for, the Vegas Golden Knights. Huge signing in the offseason of Mitch Marner. For those of you who don't look up Mitch Marner, take, like 5 minutes of your day, look at his stats. Like, that is a huge player to add in free agency. Jack Eichel's the number one or tied for number one in points in the league. Last night, he had 3 points against, I don't know who he played, but 3 points is 3 points. I mean, that's huge. And he's just looking phenomenal with Mitch Marner getting in the plays that he needs. So I definitely do think, Vegas is a front runner right now for sure for the Cup from the West.
Would you say, I know soccer has like a bunch of young talents, but does hockey have like a good amount of them?
Oh, absolutely. So, like I was mentioned earlier with the Utah, I mean, you got Dylan Gunther, Logan Cooley. Dylan Gunther, I'm pretty sure, has like 7 goals right now in 10 games. That is really, really good for someone as young as him. Logan Cooley is putting up a ton of points too, which because they play on the same line, so 1-1. But I mean, like Ivan Demidov and Lane Hudson are just 2 names, to look at from the Montreal Canadiens. They're looking like franchise talents already. Lane Hudson looks phenomenal. Ivan Demidov is putting up huge points. Some other names just to throw across the board. Dustin Wolf, I call him the dog because he is an absolute dog, bro. Like, that guy's insane. Alex Lyon, another goaltender, just absolutely insane. I cannot wait to see those two play against each other. That's just going to be like a 0-0 game, but it's not because the teams are terrible. It's because the goaltenders are so good. But, I mean, there's so much young talent right now. It's so good for the game.
And as for the older talents like Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin, do you think that they're gonna stay on that path of greatness, or do you think they're gonna steadily decline?
That's a great question. Alex Ovechkin, Washington's not struggling. They're just kind of like, they're not like,
in the middle.
yeah, they're kind of in the middle. They're not like standing out like the Canadians or Utah or even Pittsburgh. I'm not glazing Pittsburgh, guys. Like, they are 8-2-2. Like, they should not be there, but they are. But yeah, but they're middle of the road. They're like 4-3. But he's steadily declining a little bit. He's losing a lot of his speed and edge a little bit in a vastly growing game. And with all these players coming up, especially goaltenders who watch clips of like Alex Ovechkin scoring, they're getting better at combating, the face-off dot, but they're not getting great because he's still scoring goals. I mean, hell, that's where he scored his, what's it called, NHL record goal last year.
How old is he again?
I want to say he's 39 or 40. Like, he's up there. But talents, like, veteran-wise that are standing out right now, Sidney Crosby. He's almost leading the NHL. He's leading the Penguins. Just got his 17th 100th point. He's on pace for a 100-point season right now. He's looking unstoppable. Another guy tied the NHL with Jack Eichel in points, Evgeny Malkin. Completely just breakout season. He's looking like his 2012 self. But it's just insane what he's doing. It shouldn't be like illegal what he's doing for his age. Like, it's crazy to watch. And that's why I think the Penguins, another fun team to look at. I think that coaching change they got was what they needed. It was huge.
Definitely.
But, just looking back down at my notes real quick, the big thing I wanted to allude to is, global hockey is back. Like soccer's got the World Cup, the Olympics, but the one thing hockey's always missed is their players in the NHL could not play international Olympics or World Juniors or anything, which sucks for expanding the game. But they are back, and that is something to look at this year, coming into December when the rosters are going to be finalized.
Oh yeah.
Should be very interesting, especially with the rosters being allowed 25 skaters. So watch out for some names like Cole Caulfield and Clayton Keller possibly cracking the team. I mean, Jason Robertson, Dallas Stars player, is also looking really, really good with a hot start. With 10 games played, he's got 9 points. But other than that, definitely keep an eye out because a lot of these players that didn't make the Olympic team or who played in the four nations that struggled are really going to be playing their butts off coming into December when rosters need to be finalized for the Olympics come February. But yeah, that'll be something to watch for sure. It's coming in the Winter Olympics. But did you watch the Penguins game last night? I gotta know.
I was glancing over at it, and I saw the penalty shootout, which was energetic to say the least.
I know, right? I mean, great game.
Especially since it was very confusing because I saw Sidney Crosby wasn't on the ice, and I heard the commentators say like, oh, there was a bit of a dispute after the game, and like he hopped on the ice whenever he wasn't supposed to, and then he had to basically watch the entire penalty shootout from the locker room.
Yeah.
But so did someone from the Flyers too.
Yeah, that was a tremendous game. And, obviously I'm a Penguins fan, but I would argue out of the 16 games that went down last night, that was probably the most entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only game that went to overtime in a shootout, I believe. So that's always fun to watch if you're a first-time fan. But
all 32 teams played last night?
All 32 teams. It only happens twice a year, so that was really big. Really big moment for the NHL. Watch out for the second one. It's called the Frozen Frenzy. Always fun to watch. But, yeah, I actually got the answer for that because, I didn't know he got ejected because I was working. So as soon as they scored that overtime goal, I was like, oh, it's over.
It's over.
But no, they got called back, so that was interesting. But the reason for why, Crosby and the player from Philly that got ejected was Trevor Zegras.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why he's, the big name for Philly is because he's statistically the best shootout player in the league. So you lose him and Sidney Crosby, that's huge blows for your shootout.
But they did win regardless.
They did win. Philadelphia did win, unfortunately. But, they have a lot of young talent there, so they just naturally are stars.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason for, and I didn't know this, I had to look this up, but the reason why Crosby and Zegras weren't eligible was because of that brawl at the end. The referees handed out game misconducts, and if you have a game misconduct, you are not eligible for the shootout. So that's why Zegras and Crosby were not allowed. But I didn't understand Crosby's misconduct because he wasn't even in the fight. He just was on the ice. Yeah, I didn't understand that. But that was the reason for why that could not go down was because of the game misconduct given to both players. There were actually 6 more, but those players were mostly defensemen and players that wouldn't have participated in the shootout, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that it was a very big moment for both teams going into that crucial, very crucial game already because that is a division game and a rivalry game, so points in your division matter, especially early season. So yeah, although Pittsburgh got one, you always want that second one. That's huge. But it's all right, they're third in the division, or I'm sorry, second in the division right now. They got a game under on New Jersey, but New Jersey, they dropped one last night. But other than that, it's looking really fun to watch the NHL right now because the teams that weren't good are good, and the teams that were good are not. And that complete flip of the script is something, we're seeing in the NFL. It's just more entertaining to watch because these teams in which you wanted to see good are good now. So, yeah, if you guys got some time, in the audience to watch some NHL, I would highly recommend it because it is just something to watch right now. It's very entertaining, especially with the Olympics coming up.
One thing I like about the NHL is that you don't have the same winners every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Like in soccer, for example, in La Liga, you've got the only winners are ever going to be Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Yeah, I got you.
Because they're just so consistent. And then in Germany, it's just Bayern Munich. They've won it 14 times in the past 15 seasons.
Jeez.
But in the NHL, you've got different winners every couple of years.
That's true, yeah. We've had a rare occurrence, and I don't know, I'd have to look back down the NHL history list of Stanley Cup winners.
Mm-hmm.
But last year and the year before were the Florida Panthers. And then we kind of skip a little bit. You got the Tampa Bay Lightning who won the Cup 2 times in 3 appearances. And then Pittsburgh won it in 2016, 2017, back-to-back years. So we're seeing a trend, when you win the Cup once, you're probably going to be in the front running to win it again. Especially with Florida. Florida's a huge team. They have been in the Stanley Cup, either the Lightning or Panthers, 7 times. 6 times, sorry. 6 times in the last 6 years. That is insane. It's not even called the state of hockey, but I'm going to call it the state of hockey. Minnesota fans, you can come after me, but, when you got 6 consecutive Stanley Cup appearances from one state, that is a stat you cannot ignore. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Definitely would recommend watching some NHL games. I don't know who's playing tonight as of Wednesday when we're recording this, but I'll just give it a quick glance and tell you, what games you should watch and shouldn't watch. So you only got one game on tonight, Wednesday, but Thursday, it looks like you got 14 games, or I'm sorry, like probably 10, 12 games. You got some big division games. Islanders, Hurricanes, the rookie that just went first overall, Matthew Schaefer's playing, so that will be always interesting to watch. And then you have a Blackhawks team that is loaded with rookie talent playing the Winnipeg Jets, another great team. And then a rising Buffalo Sabres team playing Boston, too. So I'd definitely check out those 3 games if you ever get the chance on Thursday. What is that, the 30th? Thursday the 30th?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know when this is coming up, but yeah, I would definitely recommend, watching those 3 if this is up in time. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. And our editor, Ryan, our producer, our legendary producer, he's got some trivia questions for us here for each segment.
All right.
So hit us with the first one.
So this first one's a hockey question.
All right,
Let's start with hockey.
Let's get
This
it.
is for Connor McDavid.
Ooh.
So, what is McDavid's points per game average in games where he logs over 22 minutes of ice time compared to under 20?
So that's a great question. So ice time in the NHL is huge because that's kind of like in soccer. If you're on the field, you're going to get the points. You're going to get the stats. So the big thing is between 20 and 22 minutes, there's like 2 main factors. Or, yeah, I'd say 2. You got the power plays and penalty kills per game, and then you got are they winning or losing. So if they're going into a game losing, those final 4 minutes, I can't even make this up, he's probably playing all 4 minutes. Which sounds like not a lot of time in any other sport, but in hockey, that's huge. When you only are on the ice probably for 30 to 45 seconds at most at a time. So to play 4 minutes is insane. So that's just going to increase your scoring chances, especially if they're losing. They're going to pull the goaltender and get an extra guy to increase their chances of score, especially with how good Edmonton is with Leon Draisaitl and a couple other names. But also the power plays. Connor McDavid, I'm not sure exactly what his number is, but he's one of the best point getters on the power play. So if there's a lot of power plays, you got to watch out for Connor McDavid because he's going to make plays that are going to get goals in your net. And that, I think, is like the biggest difference between the 20 and 22 is, are they winning or losing? Is there a lot of power plays? And that's going to determine, how many points he's going to get. So if he's playing 22, he's probably going to get more points in the long run.
That's what happens when you're probably the best player in the league, right?
Connor McJesus is his nickname, It's pretty warranted. I mean, dude, he is so fun to watch. I cannot wait to go see him when I catch the Maple Leafs game in Toronto. I mean, he's just such a fun player to watch.
Yeah.
Best player in the world for a reason. His nickname, Connor McJesus, is warranted. Yeah, I mean, he's something else. He's like the Messi.
That's awesome.
But I think, we're going to take our first break here. When we come back, we're going to hit up the soccer segment with Ethan here. And then after that, we're going to go to the NFL. So we'll catch you here in a sec. JD's and Lettleman, we are back. We are back for our second segment here at Playing Today with other Ethan here. Ethan, you're going to lead us in soccer today, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it.
So, starting off with what happened last season. At the end of last season, we got shocked by a star-studded PSG team. If you don't remember, about a year ago from today, PSG were, I think, 16th in the Champions League, which is just outside of the bracket where you just won't qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League. And at the end of the season, they ended up winning the Champions League all by themselves. No one would have thought that, with the likes of Desiree Doué, Kavitsa Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele, who's the current Ballon d'Or winner from as of right now. Just such a good team. And they didn't win that treble, which was obviously when you win the League Cup, which is like the Coupe de France, and then the Champions League, which Obviously, I mean, it's PSG. They've won the French league, I think, 20 times in the past, like, 25 years. It's insane. And then, like, with other leagues, you've got, in La Liga, we have Barcelona winning it. In Germany, you got Bayern Munich, like always, they've won it. I mean, like 12 times in the past 13 years. It's insane.
That's like unfair. Like,
Yeah.
that is unfair.
But one of my favorite leagues, which is gonna be the Premier League and the Serie A, because you have so many like there's teams that have the chance of winning it. Like in Italy, you have like Napoli, the team I'm wearing right now. You've got Juventus, Inter, AC Milan, and so forth. You have at least 4 or 5 teams that are contenders for the title. And then in the Premier League, obviously, I mean, it's probably the biggest league in the world, the most watched. You've got Man City. I mean, Manchester United, kinda. I mean, they are, I believe, 12th or 13th place right now. They're not doing too well. But I know their fans like to glorify themselves as contenders. But don't go after me. You've also got Arsenal, who are top of the league right now. You've got Liverpool, who were champions last season. I mean, that team is just insane. But with the likes of, Mohamed Salah, I mean, he's been dropping off in form recently, and it's not looking too good. It also doesn't help in the fact that they've spent 235 million euros on a striker and a midfielder who have not done much. That midfielder, Florian Wirtz, who is 0-12 and not scoring or assisting in anything, and he cost them 130 million euros or whatever. But their main striker that they got, Alexander Isak, he was 100 million, like maybe some change like around that. I don't think he's been doing that good either, because they also bought Hugo Ekitike, which for like another 80 million. So I mean, if you do the math, that's like 310 million in just one transfer window alone.
So, like in soccer, is there like a salary cap, like in hockey, or you know what I mean? Like they can only spend this amount of money for each team, and they can't go over, or
Yeah, so for some leagues, like the MLS is known for doing that, and I mean, recently Messi actually came out and said that like if the MLS wants to improve, because obviously he wants to improve soccer and the MLS in itself, he said that you need to get rid of the MLS salary cap, and that's when you have like a designated player rule where you can have 3 designated players, I believe, and they can have a higher salary cap than your other players.
yeah.
So if you get, let's say if we get Charlotte FC, let's say we got Wilfried Zaha. He is one of our designated players. We can give him a higher salary than, let's say, someone like Adilson Malanda or like Idan Tokomati, where they're just like, not saying that they're average players, but they're just not on that caliber where they can like be paid that much, you know? But MLS has that. La Liga has it, but they're way more strict, especially with Barcelona, because they're not the richest team in the world. Obviously, it's my club.
Yeah.
But like recently, in the past 7 or 8 years, we have spent like a ridiculous amount of money on like Ousmane Dembele. We bought him for like 111 million, and he wasn't the best for us. We bought Felipe Coutinho for around the same thing, and he didn't do that much. So we wasted all this money on talent, and they just weren't doing anything for us, basically. And I mean, like on top of that, we wasted so much money that we've almost gone like bankrupt.
Yeah.
And obviously, in 2021, we had Lionel Messi, our greatest ever player, leave the club because we couldn't pay his salary.
Oh.
And he even like voted to take like a cut from his wages, and like La Liga wasn't allowing that, because you're having the best player like on the team, you're just having him like cut his wage just so you can play for less money. It's just not how that works.
You know, that's interesting you say that, because, you know, obviously the NHL has a salary cap, but I didn't mention it because, you know, although they're making big changes, but, you know, hearing the pay cut, you're not allowed to do that. It's kind of crazy because, you know, Connor McDavid, guy who was in our question, you know, he just famously took a pay cut in the NHL on a year where he probably could have got like $15 million per year, which would have been, or 16, which would have been the most paid NHL player of all time. And when your salary cap's only like 93 million, dude, that's a ninth year salary. But he took a pay cut for 8 million. So I can't believe, you know, these star players who want like the more chances to win, so they take less money so their team can like get the assets they need to win. You can't do that. It's kind of dumb in my opinion, but
Yeah, I mean, leading off that, you obviously have like Saudi Arabia looming because I
Hmm.
mean they're funded by the Saudi Trust Fund, which is just a big group of just billionaires and billionaires and billionaires.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not just soccer. Like I'm saying this for almost every single sport. They have tried to bring golf over there. I guarantee you that they probably tried to bring the NFL over there, but they're trying to bring every major sport over to Saudi Arabia because they have so much money.
Yeah.
They have in the Saudi Trust Fund, they have the League Cup for the Spanish Cup. That's gonna be there every single year. They've done it 3 times so far.
Wow.
They do it for France. They do it for I believe Germany sometimes. But if you go over there, like for example, like Ronaldo plays for Al Nassr, which is one of the best teams in Asia right now. If you go over there, like their stadium's probably like 30,000, something like that. They only ever have like 15.
Hmm.
And because like no one, I mean, Saudi Arabia is just not the place to live, really.
Yeah, it's in the Middle East. Well, I'm not ripping the Middle East, but it's hot, it's expensive,
Exactly.
and I mean, it's hard to get over there, especially with the climate of the world. Middle East is just scary to live in.
And leading off that, I mean, we had the World Cup there in Qatar,
That's true.
and I mean, because it's so hot there, like they had to do it in the winter. So I mean, here it's like November, December, stuff like that. And leading into the World Cup, we got the next World Cup coming in next year.
I got a question about that actually. So I know you mentioned, some players are kind of receding, but with the World Cup coming up next year, are there players, who are playing a little harder than, past years because they want to prove to their country, hey, I want to play on this team and I deserve to play on this team, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's honestly every single nation that has qualified so far. So we have 72 teams that can qualify.
Wow.
Um,
That's insane.
but the main names that you should watch out for is Marcus Rashford for England. He plays for Barcelona. All right, I'm not glazing him because I'm a Barcelona fan. It's just because he wants to prove everyone wrong. For the past like 3 years, he's been like very mediocre, not the top stack, but he's an expensive player. I'm not gonna lie to
Hmm.
you. But like recently for Barcelona, he has been our best player. I'm not ripping on like Lamine Yamal or like Rafinha. He's been injured, but like he is trying to prove to the world that he is better without Manchester United, and he's just a good player overall. But without like instead of just talking just about England or Barcelona players, I want to say like Argentina. They have Messi. Messi wants he's trying so hard to get to that next World Cup. He's
Oh
trying
yeah.
so hard. And I mean that age is looming. He'll be 39.
Oh.
39 when he gets to the next World Cup. Um, but I mean as of right now, he won the Golden Boot, the highest goal scorer for the MLS. He had the second most assists. He got 43 goals and assists in like 29 matches
Dude.
at 38 years old. Are you kidding me? And I know that MLS isn't like that high of caliber, but dude, he can play.
You gotta
in
have
Europe.
some skill to do that.
He can play in Europe if he still wanted to.
Hmm.
And one thing that will it's always in the back of my head is what if Messi didn't go to PSG because his tenure at PSG just wasn't the best.
Hmm.
Like he played like 60 matches and he got like I want to say like 35 goals and assists, which isn't horrible.
But it's not like Messi numbers.
It's not. I mean, it doesn't make sense because it does make sense because obviously you're moving from a different country. Like he was in Spain for like 25 years.
Dang.
And then you move over to France, where it's not a completely different country, but different culture, different language, different play style, obviously.
Hmm.
And and that starts with a team of Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. I mean, you had so many good players, and they didn't even come close to winning the Champions League, which is just horrifying.
Hmm.
But on the topic of the World Cup, still, you have like teams you just wouldn't think of, like Cabo Verde, which is like a team in Africa. No one would have
What?
thought that. Yeah,
That's actually kind
A
of
small-
crazy.
A small team in Africa. It's insane. But what I love so much about the World Cup is the underdogs.
The underdogs,
like
yeah.
last World Cup, we had Morocco. People thought, oh, it's just another mediocre team that no one really knows about. But they ended up knocking out Spain and Portugal. You
Mhm.
knock out teams like that, and you are up for a fight.
Mhm.
And they were the first African team that got to the semifinals of the World Cup. Unfortunately, they did get knocked out by France, who did end up going to the final and losing to Argentina. But I mean, there's so many teams you gotta watch out for. But like, there's other teams too that I mean, like big teams, like big names that just won't make it. Like
Mhm.
Italy since they won the World Cup in 2006, they have failed to qualify for 4 World Cups:
Jeez.
2010, 2014, 2018, and 2022. They haven't
Mhm.
qualified. Although they did win the Euro in 2021, or 2020, which is like all the European teams that go
Yeah.
against each other. It's just shocking. It just really is. Um, but like, I mean, the World Cup is something to look forward to, obviously, because it's going to be in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. I mean,
Mhm.
I just can't wait for that. I mean, I do plan on going to some games, but another thing to talk about is those ticket prices.
Oh, yeah, they're criminal. They're criminal prices.
Like, I was looking at, I have family up in Philly, and obviously they have Lincoln Financial Stadium, right?
Mhm.
That's one of the stadiums, and like the nosebleeds are like 200.
Oh,
It's insane.
that's actually bad.
And
That's bad.
then in like Atlanta, you've got like, I mean, it's I'd say it's an even better stadium because
Mhm.
it's like so
It's actually
modern.
indoor too. Yeah.
Yeah,
The what is that? Mercedes Benz.
Mercedes Benz,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, it's the prices are like about the same.
Mhm.
And what the scary part is, you don't even know who's playing yet.
Yeah.
Like not all, like we're not even halfway through the teams qualifying yet. So
Mhm.
you still have about 30 teams that need to qualify, and I mean, they're paying this amount of money just so you can watch like the U.S. play against like Finland. I mean, come on.
Oh, bro.
I'm not trying to like hate on like the Americans or anything. It's just that like we're just not that good.
Mhm.
I mean, and it's crazy because there's so many people that want to watch the World Cup, whether it's in a stadium, but like $1,000 just for like a decent seat.
And I think the NHL had that problem for years, and they still do. You want to expand the fan base. You want to get out there in the World Cup. I mean, soccer's number one undisputed sport in the world. No other sport comes close. But if you want to expand it to North America, like Canada, United States, I mean, yeah, the MLS, in my opinion, is doing really good. Because I'm even kind of getting the Charlotte FC. I haven't been to a game, but I want to.
Hmm.
But when you bring this World Cup opportunity over here, but you're charging basically the equivalent of like
Right.
three paychecks, like
And
three
like,
paychecks for the average person. You
mhm,
can't. That's not fair. Like
mhm.
you can't expand your audience when you're charging thousands of dollars for games you don't even know who's playing. Like to your point, like that's just you can't do that in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, just to think about how much like a knockout round is gonna be, like a round of 16 or like a
Hmm.
quarterfinal, semifinal. Imagine how much the final is gonna be.
It's like Super Bowl. It's gonna be like the
It's
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, probably even more. Like, how much is the ticket to the Super Bowl? It's
Oh, dude, like
I've
we're
seen
talking
50.
tens of
I've
thousands of
seen like
dollars.
50K for just
Oh,
some
100%.
random seat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going into that, I mean, just leaning on the World Cup, I'm gonna stay away from the ticket prices and stuff. But I think, like, what would you say are like your winners? Like, who would you predict to be in like the final?
I think Argentina obviously is the champion 4 years ago, our sophomore year in high school. They were really good. Messi still has that aura to your point where you said, he has 43 goals.
43
Like
goals and assists,
that is insane. That is one of the best aging athletes in the world right now. Probably up there with like Sidney Crosby, who's doing really good too.
Mhm.
But I think Argentina is definitely in the running just because, like you said, they won last year. And like the NHL, if you win last year, you're probably going to be good that next upcoming
Mhm.
tournament. And I also think like France, they got Mbappe still,
Oh,
right? I mean,
dude, they have so many good names, like all the way down to like their C team.
hmm
They are insane. But Argentina is one of those teams where they are like the only team that has won the Copa America, which is the South America like tournament
yeah, yeah.
as of the Euros. They've won the Copa America, the World Cup, and the Copa America again. They are the
Mm.
only team besides Spain in 2010 and 2012 in 2008 that have won like a Continental Cup, a
Mm.
World Cup, and then another Continental Cup. Mind you,
Jeez.
they won it. They won the Copa America last year with
Hmm.
an injured Messi.
Oh.
Messi got injured 2 games in, and they thrashed every team
Hmm.
besides Colombia. Colombia was a very underrated team with James Rodriguez, John Duran, stuff like that. Like they are just a powerhouse within themselves. But I'd say my predictions, like France, like I said, you have Mbappe, Michael Elise, Desiree Doué, Ousmane Dembele, the Ballon d'Or winner. I mean, their midfield is insane. You got Chouameni, Camavinga. Their defense, you have the best center back in the world. What's his name? William Saliba. Their defense is just insane. Like they are like an all around like really good team. And then you also got Spain. Spain, they have probably on paper like one of the best teams like recently. You've got, I mean, goalkeeper. I mean, you've got David Raya, Unai Simon. Defense, you've got Danny Carvajal, but he's getting really old. Pedro Porro, Grimaldo, Cucurella. But they also have some really good young talents. You've got Pedri, like my favorite player, like right now. He is just that guy. He is probably the best player for Barcelona right now, along with like Marcus Rashford. And then also you got like the younger talents at like Lamine Yamal, 18 years old, going into his first World Cup. He won the Euros with Spain last year. I mean, star-studded team. I mean, they got Nico Williams. Although they do have a really good team, that striker position is one to watch out for because for their striker positions, they've got like either you get like an older 38-year-old striker who isn't really reliant, or you get like a younger talent like his name's Samu. He's like a really good talent, plays for Porto. But like that striker position is just not it.
It's wide open for anyone.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I know like we still have like a year until like less than a year for the World Cup, but you really gotta like lock in that position. But I mean, this World Cup is just gonna be one just to, I mean, like the World
It's gonna
Cup.
be fun.
Yeah, dude.
That's great.
I mean, especially since they upped it from like 50 teams to like 72.
Dude, it's like college. It's like March Madness.
Yeah.
I'm getting the March Madness levels here.
I mean, just imagine like the amount of like smaller nations that they're gonna be. I mean, I'm just happy because like there's people who just have never seen their team play in a World Cup ever, and then they're gonna perform.
Oh yeah. You know, I think going back to the NHL a little bit. I mean, this is the next year. I mean, obviously, next year is for everyone. It's just looking like a great year. For international sports, it's looking absolutely phenomenal. You got the World Cup, like you said, it's looking really promising. The NHL is going back to the Olympics, which is just going to be amazing for this new generation of players since they haven't been there since 2012, I think. So, you know, that's 20. That's not 20 years. Sorry, that's 12 years. You know, and a lot changes 12 years. You know, World Cups every 4. It's like the Olympics, but I think next year, you know, for sports, is just going to be phenomenal.
And then finally going into like this season, in like recent games. Recently, the last match day of the Champions League, they broke the record for most goals in a match day with 73.
What?
73 goals in a match day. And I'm just gonna read off some of the scores that happened that day. 6-1 Barcelona.
Ooh.
Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid, 4-0.
Ooh.
PSG versus Bayer Leverkusen, which had 2 red cards. 2 people were sent off on each, or one person on each team got sent off. 7-2 PSG.
Jeez.
Dortmund 4-2 against Copenhagen. Inter 4-0. I mean, PSV Eindhoven against the Italian champions. PSV is a Dutch team. The Dutch league is really good for talent. They won 6-2 against the Italian champions.
Wow.
That's just unheard of. And then that next day, which was the same match day. Match day is like that Tuesday, Wednesday kind of vibe.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So this was match day 4, I believe. Bayern Munich 4-0. Liverpool 5-1. I mean, just insane. I mean,
High scoring day, dude. That's always fun to watch.
73. I mean, it's because I watched. I'm gonna be honest with you. But like the one time I watched like all the games, I mean, man, what a time to be alive. But going in, like, it's looking like the NFL. I could not tell you who's gonna win the Champions League this season. Like, obviously the NFL, you have so many good teams that you just don't know who's gonna win.
Oh yeah.
But like in soccer, like it could be Bayern, it could be Barcelona, it could be Real Madrid, it could be PSG again. There are just so many good teams that you gotta watch out for. I mean, if you watch any of those teams I listed, I mean, it's gonna be a joy. And then going into like the individual leagues, I mean, for Germany it's gonna be Bayern. French league, it's looking very tight as of recently, which it usually isn't. But I mean, you've got teams like Monaco who brought in the likes of Paul Pogba, who did just come back from, I think he was banned from like doping or something.
Yeah.
He was out for like a year. Ansu Fati on loan from Barcelona. He is killing the game right now. He's probably one of their best players. And then you also have Lille, who got Olivier Giroud. I mean, he's older. He came from the MLS. I mean, he's older, but he's still got it. Okay, but I mean, and Marseille. Marseille is a really good team. They've got a bunch of good players. They recently brought in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's 39, but he plays for Gabon, another team that's going into the World Cup. A really small African nation, but I think that's a team you gotta watch out for. Going into Spain, I mean, Atletico Madrid, they're like 6th right now. They're not doing that good. And then you got Barcelona, who's 2nd place after losing to Real Madrid in the El Clasico. Shout out Cooper Elmo for hating on Barcelona every single time I get online, by the way.
Oh, we love him though. We love him. We love to hate.
Yes.
Haters gonna hate, but it's fun.
But I mean, Real Madrid. I mean, they're Real Madrid. They got Mbappe. Jude Bellingham came back from injury. You got Vinicius. Vinicius has been very iffy on his contract situation because I mean, he's very unsportsmanlike. When he got subbed off in like the 70th minute, he had like a really bad attitude. He was like threatening to leave basically, and the coach just ignored him. He doesn't really care because honestly, I think Rodrigo is a better player than Vinny is. Like he is like. Vinny just has an attitude, and I mean, ever since losing the Ballon d'Or to Rodrigo, Rodri, not the Rodrigo on Real Madrid, but the Rodrigo that plays for Man City, he just had like this big ego, like I remember he sent like a tweet. It was like, "I'll do it 10 times harder if I have to."
Nice.
And it only went down from there. He had like 6 goals last season for Real Madrid, and like dude, he was just not that good. But, I mean, Barcelona, I am very worried because Lamine Yamal, he has a really big ego. He hasn't really been doing that good for us. But, I mean, we also have a lot of injuries. Like, in this recent El Clasico, we were without the likes of Rafinha, our best player last season, who was robbed in the Ballon d'Or of 7th place. He was easily top 5, maybe top 3. He was better than Yamal last season. I mean, without Robert Lewandowski. He is 37, 38 years old. Who is linked to a move to Inter Miami, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
But I mean, there's so many players that are injured. If we had those players, we probably could have beat Real Madrid like a couple days ago. And then in Italy, I mean, you have Inter, Napoli. I mean, Juventus maybe. AC Milan came back from a treacherous season. I mean, they were not good at all. I mean, got knocked out of the Champions League. I mean, they were just not doing good. But, I mean, just a couple of teams to look forward to this season. You're looking at Bayern Munich. They have a really good team. They brought in Luis Diaz. He's really good Colombian talent. PSG, I mean, they won the Champions League last season. So, I mean, just this star-studded. Like I said,
Yeah.
won 7-2. I mean, in terms of, like, other teams to watch out for, I mean, Napoli's a good one. I don't want to say Barcelona because I'm a fan of them, but they're always a team to watch, especially
100%.
recently. And Real Madrid, again, a star-studded team. You got Mbappe, like the top scorer right now. Then you also got to watch out for Man City. I haven't talked about them much this session, but Erling Haaland has 24 goals in 2 months of the season.
I was gonna say, he scores a goal every game. That's insane.
That is unheard of. He scored 5 goals in an international match last month.
Shit.
I mean, he's got 14 goals, 12, 13, 14 goals in the Premier League, and second place has 6. I mean, it's insane. I think he's going to break his record. I mean, he came into the Premier League. His first season, people were thinking, oh, he's not going to do that good. He's not going to break any kind of record. This guy blasted the record of goals scored in a single season, which was insane. But he's on track to just go crazy.
Gotcha.
All right, so question for soccer. This is for Lionel Messi, right?
Yeah.
How
Good
has
goat.
Messi's expected assist per 90 minutes changed since moving from Barcelona to Inter Miami?
So, obviously, Barcelona, they're in the top 5 leagues in the world, whether it's 3, 4, or 5. I won't put them at 1 or 2, but, I mean, the best league in the world. And since he left in, 2021, I mean, that season, he was still doing really good. And he's the top assister of all time, top goal scorer of all time for them. So he's an all-round playmaker. And when you put him in an MLS team like Inter Miami, who, by the way, was the worst team that MLS has probably ever seen, before he came in, they were last for 3 years in a row. They were just not good at all. But when you put him, regardless of age, like I said, he put in 40-something goals and assists, and 20-some matches. I mean, he's still got it, and he's 38 years old, pushing 39. I mean, and you give him the players like Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, and Sergio Busquets, and you put him around all of these like young talents, like one of my favorite players on Inter Miami, Baltasar Rodriguez. He's just a really, really good talent. You got Tadio Allende on loan from Celta Vigo from La Liga. I mean, just an all-around exciting team. Although that defense not that good, but in terms of Messi's playmaking and like his expected assists and goals, I mean, it might decline in the next year or two, obviously because of age, but it just happens. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
But I mean, if it goes down, it won't be by like a large amount. But I mean, it's changed, but he's only gone up because I mean the MLS obviously is like 14th ranked league in the world, and like I said, Barcelona's like 3rd or 4th or 5th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my answer to that question.
Awesome.
But I mean, that's all I got to say about the soccer session, and yeah, we'll catch you guys in the football session.
All right, and we are back with our third and final segment of the podcast. You know, I think we'll leave this one open up for, you know, what you guys want to hear in the future, but for the first one, we're just going to do the NFL since that's trending right now. But yeah, you know, if you want to hear us talk about anything else, just let us know in the comments below, you know. We'll look at your feedback and take it into account if we ever do this again. Hopefully we do. It's kind of fun so far. But, you know, I wanted to open up this NFL segment with a question about fantasy football. So going into, this happened last week. So someone in our league who will remain unnamed for obvious reasons.
In your league.
In my league, yes, sorry, in my league, not in the other Ethan's league. But in my league, somebody had made a trade Monday night before the Chiefs game with I think it was the Redskins, or I'm sorry, the Commanders. Yeah, the Commanders now. But they had made a trade for Rashee Rice for Terry McLaurin, which is not, that's a shit trade. I'm just like, that's just a bad trade, right? Like, that is really bad. And they made this trade like 10 minutes before the game because the guy who needed Rashee Rice was losing. So he had done it to basically one-up his opponent in the middle of the matchup. So that's like trading a player mid-game and them playing to help you win. You know what I mean?
So it's like for an advantage.
Exactly, it's for an advantage. So I just wanted to open that up. Do you think that's like cheating, especially since the commissioner was the one who traded for Rashee Rice?
Well, yeah, because no one has that power to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, I just thought, you know, like there's no rule. So it's not like cheating on paper. But it's one of those moral rules. Like, you can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to do that. And the fact that the commissioner did it, got away with it, and we can't do anything about it, I feel like makes it 10 times worse. Because, you know, he basically said it without officially saying, hey, you know, you can cheat during your matchups. You can make trades to, like, help beat your opponents in the middle of the week, not during the Saturday or the Sunday morning window before the first window opens.
So was the commissioner trading, or was he just helping it out?
He was trading for the player to help him win, which he actually ended up winning because Rashee Rice put up in our fantasy like 20 points. So yeah, he actually ended up winning doing that trade. And the player originally, Terry McLaurin, who did return after a couple weeks of absences with injury, he only put up 8 less points, so he would have lost. So in my mind, you know, I think that's a little shady. I don't think that should happen.
Obviously, I mean, Terry McLaurin's not on the same caliber as
Rashee Rice, I agree. Yeah, 100%. He's not even wide receiver one. But yeah, I just thought, you know, I'd start off with that. Let us know in the comments below, you know, what do you think about that? Should that be allowed or should that not be?
Fair or no?
Yeah, exactly. You know, what do you guys think? Well, we'll answer that on the next one or review, you know, your comments. But, you know, I just want to start off with that because I want to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, cheating's not fair in any kind of scenario like that, but especially if it's the commissioner who has more power than anyone in the league.
100%.
I mean, why would you willingly want to like trade someone when it's after like the deadline when you can't do it? So I mean, obviously there's something shady going on.
Yeah.
Didn't you play him recently?
I did not play him. I actually don't end up playing him unless I meet him in the playoffs, which is kind of nice because you can't do it to me. But it's one of those things, you know, like he did it once, you know, people are going to catch on. If you might end up doing it again with no repercussions.
Does he do it like a lot?
This was the first time so far this season, but we'll see. But going, I just wanted to open up with that. But obviously we're recording this on a Wednesday, so Thursday Night Football is tomorrow, and I am not excited. I don't know about you, but I'm not excited.
Yeah, we got who's playing tomorrow? We got
Baltimore and the Dolphins.
Yeah, battle of the mid, shall I say?
Yeah, I think that's just going to be a bad game. I don't know if Lamar Jackson's returning, but I definitely do think the Baltimore Ravens is a good way to start the segment. How disappointing if I'm a Ravens fan to start the season. They had a similar collapse to like that Penn State when they lost to Oregon. Like they didn't even lose that bad. They lost by like 1 point to the Bills week 1. And then they just forgot how to play football and dropped to 2-6 where they're at now.
Yeah, well, adding on to they lost that. The Bills came back. How do you just let down your guard and your defense just goes to shambles?
Yeah,
and then you just let Josh Allen just go ham. And you have a 40-year-old Matt Prater kick the game-winning field goal. I watched that game.
I did too.
I don't understand what was going through the defensive coordinator's head. It was just not good for them.
But I feel like there's a couple teams that started off like that, and they're still down there. And obviously the Dolphins are one to consider. Granted, I don't think they were rated that high in the preseason poll, but when you have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane, you got to be good. You have to be good. You have that offensive talent. You made a big trade over the offseason, sending away who's the Steelers cornerback now? I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but you get a really good safety, Mika Fitzpatrick, to bolster your defense a little bit, and you lose to the Browns. You drop one of the Browns. You drop a couple games actually. They are just terrible. And there's a lot of teams like that should not be bad. But
and going off of Baltimore, you just have Lamar Jackson, and then you got Zay Flowers basically carrying our offense,
and Derrick Henry too.
Exactly.
There's no reason why they should be bad. Which, granted, I'm kind of glad they're bad, but there's no there's no excuse for what's going on there. But I will say, a team that was bad, that's phenomenal. Just whoa, what's going on? Kind of like the Utah, where I didn't even have notes. I just said, wow, they're just really good. The Colts, holy.
Yeah, dude. Last week I got the Colts defense, and I got Tyler Warren, I think his name is. He is probably one of the best tight ends in the league.
Oh, easily.
He is insane. And for him to play against Pittsburgh, he might pull off something. I'm not sure.
It'll be interesting because, I had Jonathan Taylor going into last week. He scored more points than my quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. He put up a ton of points.
Who's the quarterback again? Who's the quarterback?
For me or the Colts?
For the Colts.
For the Colts, they have Daniel Jones looking like an MVP candidate right now, balling out in the Indianapolis. So Giants fans, granted, Jackson Dart's looking really good, but you have to wonder, from a fan standpoint, if Daniel Jones looks that good. Saquon Barkley, another one to mention, won Super Bowl last year, looks that good. You got to wonder if there's a culture or management problem there. Granted, like I said, Jackson Dart and Cam Scatvu looks really good, but what's going on? You just lost a MVP candidate and possibly he's having a rough year, but he won the Super Bowl last year, Madden cover athlete.
Yeah.
So,
going on the topic of MVPs, who would you say are your top 5?
My top 5. So MVP is usually pretty favored the quarterbacks. Off the top of my head, I'm looking at easily Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Love looked really good in that Pittsburgh game. I will say he kind of struggled a little bit against Dallas, but granted, that was just a back-and-forth game, so you can't beat him up too much. We'll see how he does through the rest of the season, but I definitely would put him at that 5th or honorable mention. Honestly, Jonathan Taylor deserves to be up there. He either scores 3 touchdowns or he scores 0. And which sounds bad, but if you look at his stat log, in back-to-back weeks, he has 3 touchdown games. So I definitely think you got to include Jonathan Taylor up in this list. Maybe Christian McCaffrey. He's really good. He struggled last week, but everyone's gonna have a bad game.
Yeah, he's consistently gotten, at least in fantasy, at least 20 points consistently every single week. Until last week, he got 9 or 10. But like you said, everyone has a
bad game. Josh Allen struggled a little bit this year, but he won the MVP last year.
I
I
mean,
definitely do think he deserves to be on the honorable mention list as well. But who are your top five?
I'd say Josh Allen just because he won it last. I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah,
won it last
100%.
year. I'd say Christian McCaffrey again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to have Patrick Mahomes. As much as people don't like him,
That's true.
I mean, this guy. I mean, he's out there. He's pretty good. He's
Especially
really
with the
good.
resurgence of the Chiefs recently.
Mhm.
They start what 1-3, and now they're what? They're coming back at the division. Granted, the
Yeah.
Broncos have a pretty stranglehold lead as of now, but those two teams are yet to play each other twice, so that division could completely flip.
And I mean, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, with the return of like Rasheed Rice, I
Mhm.
mean, more options to throw the ball. I
100%.
mean, their offense is looking pretty good. I mean, they have Pacheco, Smith-Schuster, who is looking iffy this season.
Solid wide receiver option if Rasheed
Mhm.
Rice and Xavier Worthy aren't options.
Yeah, I mean Xavier Worthy and Rasheed Rice. I mean, a lot of passing options there. I mean, Chiefs had the players to
Mhm.
do phenomenal this season. But I mean, I said Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield. I mean, what a
100%.
return for this guy.
I mean,
I mean,
his story, dude.
I mean, he was once like he's a Heisman winner.
Hmm.
He did horrible for the Browns. I mean, at the end, yeah.
Yep.
Where did he go? He went to the Panthers.
He's
went
been
to
a
the Rams.
Panthers, Rams.
I mean, those were
He had a
not
pit
good
stop
tenures.
somewhere else too. I can't remember where it was. I
Mhm.
think it was Las Vegas actually.
But I mean,
The
the end of
Raiders.
last season, I remember he was looking better, and then this season he's done amazing.
Hmm.
I mean, he's got. I mean, who do they have? They have Bucky
I mean,
Irving.
I would argue, and I might get some backlash for this, that the Buccaneers have one of the best wide receiver one depth charts in the league. I mean, you got granted a lot of these players are hurt right now, but I mean, you look at these names and they're like
Mecca
huge.
Igbokwe.
Mike Evans, Mika Buka. God, hold on, let me look real quick because I mean, the wide receiver options on this team are just phenomenal. I mean, another team that's like that is maybe the Bengals and the Vikings.
Yeah.
Vikings, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and um, Naylor.
Mhm.
I mean, and then you got the Bengals. You got
Bengals.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Fant,
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown, Fant, one of their tight ends that came from Seattle, is looking really good as a emergency option for Flacco if the pocket collapses, which we know Cincinnati really struggles with. And I'm struggling with
And with
it.
Cincinnati, they've got. I mean, Joe Burrow, if he's healthy
they're
enough,
on bye.
he could. I mean, make an appearance before the playoffs.
100%. And I mean, how could we forget for the Bucks? It's not a wide receiver option, but not Rasheed Rice, Rashad White. Rashad
yeah.
White's looking amazing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 274 rushing yards, just perfect.
I mean, also, I'm not gonna say he's an MVP candidate, but just for being the top running back.
Mhm.
I mean, Bijan Robinson.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I know I'm not done with my list,
Mhm.
but Drake May. I mean,
Oh, 100, yeah.
I mean, this guy from Carolina. I mean, come on.
The Carolina boy.
Mhm.
And going back to the Buccaneers, I mean, you got Mika Ibuka, Chris Godwin, Tej Johnson, who I'm pretty sure is a rookie this year, but he's looking really good. He's
Mhm.
taking steps up when their wide receiver pool's really hurt. He's looking like a great option. Then obviously, you got Kate Otten is a really good tight end option. And, Sterling Shepard's been off and on, but he's been pretty good with Mike Evans being gone as of recent, and is going to have to keep that up with him being gone probably the rest of the season.
What kind of in terms of quarterbacks and receivers or running backs, who do you think would be a really good partnership for the season? Whether it's a quarterback and a wide receiver, quarterback and running back.
Got you. So, obviously my team's the Pittsburgh Steelers, and your
Mhm.
team too. So, when I'm thinking of Aaron Rodgers, he's kind of an old man, but he's still got that
He's got an arm.
I mean, he lost to the Bengals, but if anybody watched that final throw from Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he sent a 70-yard Hail Mary and it hit the end zone.
Mhm.
He didn't get the touchdown, obviously, but, to throw 70 yards at 40-something,
41. Or 40.
you got to have the dog in you to do that, and he
Mhm.
still got it.
And he's got receivers
DK Metcalf, but that's it. I mean, I could tell
Jaylen
you,
Warren, I mean,
he's a good running back.
Yeah.
He's a wide receiver too every now and then, but
he's a good receiving option.
I could tell you the wide receivers, but almost anyone outside looking into the Steelers can't. Like Roman Wilson, Michigan pickup or Michigan draft pick, he's not been great. Um, Calvin Austin Jr. or Calvin Austin III is looking really good, but he's not getting the receptions because he's not great. Obviously, you got DK Metcalf. He's looking really good. And that's it. It's all the tight ends in Pittsburgh. Darnell Washington, Pat Fryermuth, the Jonnu Smith. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Pittsburgh, trade deadline's coming up here. You need a wide receiver.
I think there's one name on that list that people are looking at, and that's A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown's looking interesting. Very interesting, I think that'd be a great pickup, especially with DK Metcalf. A.J. Brown is another option. It's just insane.
I mean, I remember at the end of that game, I mean, they had DK Metcalf on there, and they had like 3 tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, playing as receivers.
Yep.
So if you get one natural wide receiver, A.J. Brown,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's proven he's well worth it. He's a Super Bowl champion.
100%.
I mean, he popped off that game for the Super Bowl. So, I mean, having that backup, I mean, or just having that just other option for Aaron Rodgers, I mean, Steelers could really turn the season around.
100%. And, I think one of the best running back and quarterback duos in the league right now, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, you can get any better than that. And for wide receiver, quarterback, that's hard. I mean, there's been a lot of good ones. Dak Prescott's having a legendary year. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he
CeeDee
gets ripped
Lamb-
on so bad, and their record doesn't show how good they've been playing on the offensive front, but he looks so good right now.
I mean, Dak Prescott, he's got options like CeeDee Lamb and
George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, their tight end. I mean, how can you
Yeah.
not? Javonte Williams, their running back, having a really good season after a lot of doubt after dropping Rico Dowdle.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think he's doing really good
Yeah.
as a team to watch out for. But, looking into, obviously, we're coming about the halfway point going into week 9 here. So we still got a couple bye weeks and a lot of important matchups. But who do you think, are your too early projection, like Super Bowl matchup or Super Bowl teams?
So I'm not really good with the whole NFC, AFC type thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I love to see the Bills. In
Oh,
Super
100.
Bowl.
I agree with that 100%.
I mean, Bills is. I mean, they're looking really good. You got James Cook, Josh Allen. That's a really good partnership right there.
Here, I got you with the divisions.
I mean, let's see, Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. I mean,
Oh, that's a team to watch out for, dude.
yeah. I mean, like you said, there's options. I mean, Rashad White, Bucky Irving. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Emeka Ibuka. I mean, those 3 names that I said, perfect for Baker
100%.
Mayfield. I mean, another team that for like an underdog. I mean, you could go Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I agree. They've looked really good at moments in the season,
Mm-hmm.
Bijan Robinson, great. Like you were about to say, just
Michael
great.
Penix,
He's doing good too.
mm-hmm.
And honestly, Kirk Cousins has lost, a lot of what he had in Minnesota, but I feel like that's a really good backup option for a league where it's so starter dependent.
Mm-hmm.
You have a quarterback that started for years in your corner.
Mm-hmm. And like, I'm not saying they're like Super Bowl contenders, but I mean that partnership with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, praying he's doing good right now, but I mean it's so sad with that injury.
Oh,
I
it
mean,
is.
one of like a very loved guy. I mean, it's
Mhm.
unfortunate that he had that injury happen to him. But in terms of other candidates for the Super Bowl, I said the Bills. I mean, I don't want to get too skeptical, but the 49ers? I mean,
49ers looking pretty good
I mean,
too. They
I-
just got to get over the injury hump.
yeah, I mean, Brock Purdy comes back in like a week, I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey, like I said, he had one bad week. But I mean, if he just keeps up his form, I mean, they could be doing really well.
I want to open up the question to, obviously Brock Purdy's been out for a while, but Mac Jones has
Oh,
looked
man.
unstoppable.
I think.
Do you pull Mac Jones if Brock Purdy comes back, or do you leave him in until he sucks?
I was gonna say because like I think Brock Purdy's got a matchup because like
Mhm.
most times when you have like a quarterback out, like for example Joe Burrow, like he's out for until the playoffs, let's just say.
Yeah.
They brought in Joe Flacco. I mean, initially people were like, oh, he's just an unk, he's
Mhm.
not gonna do that well. But like with Brock Purdy and like what's Mac Jones, right?
Yeah.
I mean he's looking really good, like substantially, like
Mhm.
really well. So I mean, I'm not gonna say he can take over Brock Purdy's position, but he's got a competitor.
I just don't know. The 49ers obviously had a bad week last week. I'm pretty sure they ended up losing. But, they've done so good without Brock Purdy and with all these injuries. I just don't know if you can pull him. Though I'm being Mac Jones. I don't know if you can pull him yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's kind of funny, too, because Mac Jones originally going into his draft was the quarterback that the 49ers wanted, and they got him.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I don't know if you can pull him. This is kind of like the whole Russell Wilson, Justin Fields situation last year, where, Russell Wilson came back and they pulled Justin Fields, but Justin Fields didn't do bad.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, Russell Wilson didn't do bad either because he's Russell Wilson. Well, I say that and he looks bad in New York, but I just don't know if I feel comfortable pulling him if I'm the 49ers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's just so hard because you have really good, talented players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just don't know. I do think whenever Brock Purdy comes back, they're going to be really careful.
100%.
Because, I mean, you got, what, turf toe, I think?
Oh, no, that was Joe Burrow,
Yeah,
that
that's-
turf toe,
that's-
yeah.
yeah.
Which is grade 3 turf toe. Actually, I looked it up because I have Joe Burrow as my injury reserve slot in fantasy,
Mhm.
just in case he comes back for a playoff run.
Yeah.
But turf toe, when you get a grade 3, that's like tearing your ACL in your foot.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Mhm.
really bad.
It's like you tear, like, the tendons like, right
Mhm.
here.
Oh, you tear everything. Like, it's bad.
Mhm.
It's really bad.
How would you rate some of, like, the best wide receivers, like Jackson Smith and Jigba? I mean, and then you got Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Some competitors like DK Metcalf when he's on his day, or Emeka Egbuka. Like, what are your top 5 like wide receivers to look at?
Top 5.
And I mean Jamar Chase too. I mean
Jamar Chase is looking really good with Joe Flacco. I mean, he got the most targets in NFL history in one game with the Steelers Thursday night game. So I got to put Jamar Chase up there. CeeDee Lamb's been hurt for most of the year, so I'm gonna put George Pickens. George Pickens has looked phenomenal there.
Wish he played like that for us.
Yeah, we need a quarterback. I bet he would have. But I'm gonna put George Pickens up on that list. Obviously, Emeka Ibuka's been pretty good, really good actually.
He has been injured, but I mean before that he was.
Before his injuries, he was phenomenal. And honestly, I gotta put up. Gosh, I'm trying to think here. Amon-Ra St. Brown's been okay, but I have Jared Goff as my starting quarterback in fantasy. He's not been getting a lot of passing yards. They've been rushing the ball with Jahmyr Gibbs a lot.
Yeah.
But, wide receiver, if I had to go wide receiver of the year, shoot, man.
I mean JSN's up there.
JSM's easily up there. I think he's put up 100 plus receiving
I
yards in
think
his last
I'd go
2
with
games.
him, and then like Jamar Chase like for fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I have Jamar Chase, but I mean sometimes like he's not that good. I know against Pittsburgh he got like 34 points or 38 points.
Yeah, that was
Insane.
insane.
But
That
we
was
got
insane.
manhandled that game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we did. And there's no excuse for what happened, but I'm just kind of looking over at fantasy here, I'm looking at the points, It's a lot of running back dominance, which makes sense because my league's kind of favors running backs over wide receivers. But, if I'm thinking of wide receivers,
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave is having a great year on a terrible Saints team, which is very interesting. And you should definitely look out for that at the trade deadline. But, honestly, I got to throw up. What's his name? Sorry, I'm trying to look for it. Justin Jefferson's looks really good.
Yeah.
Considering they've had quarterback troubles there all year, I think Justin Jefferson's definitely up there.
Speaking of quarterback troubles, I mean Carson Wentz got injured. Their second string quarterback.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
mean,
terrible. Praise for
yeah.
him, but...
You have JJ McCarthy out, which I think is supposed to come back in about a week.
Mhm.
And then you got Carson Wentz. I mean, you got a third string quarterback playing. And for that offense, I don't know much about their third string quarterback, but when you have a wide receiver like Justin Jefferson that can win you games, I mean, I just don't know how they're going to handle that for however much longer they need that third string quarterback.
I say, and they just got their starting running back, Aaron Jones, back too this last week, who kind of struggled, but he's coming off of injury, so you can't beat him up too much. But, that offense is loaded. It's ready to go. I don't think they're missing anybody on it right now except quarterback. And obviously, you can't play without a quarterback. So that makes me wonder, J.J. McCarthy's coming back, but Carson Wentz is gone for season. Mac Jones has looked really good. Do you think Mac Jones maybe, might be looking for a starting job here come a few seasons?
Yeah, because I mean, I think he knows this too. But I mean, Brock Purdy, he's
the starter.
proven. He's the starter. So I mean, Carson Wentz is, like I said, he's injured. He's going to be out for a while. But Mac Jones, I couldn't tell you if he's gonna start like a really good team or like a really bad team. But I mean, I think the Browns are like a good option for him.
Browns are a good
Because-
option.
Because I mean, Shador Sanders, I mean,
He hasn't got any
he
reps.
hasn't gotten, he's barely played.
He hasn't
I
played,
mean-
yeah.
I mean, they practically only have him there for jersey sales.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a quarterback of that caliber, I mean, he's gonna want to start, but the Bills, not the Bills, the Browns aren't just starting him. They're just not. So I think Mac Jones is, I mean, he's gonna be looking in that area. I'm not saying he's gonna go there, but it's a good option.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Another fun option to watch out for too. Like Justin Fields, had a good week, upset the Bengals, but he struggled all year.
and I have another option, the Dolphins.
Dolphins
Because of
too.
how
Tua's
Tua's
struggled.
looking, Tua has thrown like 7 interceptions in like 2
Mhm.
games or 3 games or something like that. I mean, you just can't be relying off that. So
Mhm.
remember you telling me that he got like subbed off and they had like their second string quarterback or
Yep.
something come on? I mean, that's insane for, I mean, I don't know how Tua's been like in recent years,
Mhm.
but that's just not good. I mean, I can't tell if he has some sort of CTE up there.
Yeah, dude, I
But-
can't believe he's still playing.
I mean, the Dolphins are just being hurt so much. I mean, with a quarterback that can't really even throw the ball to his own players.
Yep.
And then obviously like your best wide receiver. I mean he's out for the season. I mean Tyreek Hill.
Mhm.
And then you're relying on like a 35-year-old Jalen Waddle or what's his name?
Jalen Waddle's up there. Tyreek Hill's also up there, but he's gone. He's gone for the
Yeah.
season. I
He
think he
might
dislocated
retire.
his ankle.
He might like retire.
That might be
He's-
season ending. Career ending. Sorry.
He's 32, something
Mhm.
like that. I mean, at that caliber where you need speed for a wide receiver and you're that old, I mean, I know he's like an Olympic athlete basically,
Hmm.
but I mean,
Sucks to see someone fall from grace, considering how good he was with the Chiefs. But
how about for running backs? Like I think this is gonna be a little bit harder for wide receivers, but like, who are your top 5 running backs? 'Cause I think you got Christian McCaffrey, Jameer Gibbs, James Cook,
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. You got Bijan Robinson. Those
And
5
those
names.
those easy. A name that's not in there that surprised a lot of people this year, including me, because it took him in the first round in fantasy. Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
He's
exactly.
having, granted, he's not having a terrible year, but compared to where he was last year, a tremendous fall off.
The first 4 weeks for just the Eagles.
Mhm.
I remember AJ Brown, Devontae Smith weren't really doing that well. Jalen Hurts wasn't really throwing the ball that much,
Mhm.
at least in terms of completions. And then Saquon Barkley just wasn't going anywhere.
And it's crazy because in those 4 weeks, I think they went up 4-0. Like I just
Mhm.
don't know how you win games like that where
The
you're not
tush push.
throwing. Yeah, that's something. Something to look out for next season or next commissioner meeting, whatever they call it in the NFL.
It's also, if they even allow it,
Hmm.
Like, I know so many teams just don't like it. I know the Detroit Lions voted against it, or
Mhm.
voted for it, or something like that. But the Bills have their own version of it called the snowplow.
I love that
I think
name.
I told
Love
you
that name.
Yeah. But I don't know. If a play's good, just keep going with it.
Hmm.
The last time I can remember something that happened is Kenny Pickett with the fake slide.
Oh yeah, the fake slide is infamous in not Pittsburgh, but Pitt in college. There's his
there's no
Heisman
shot.
clip. His Heisman clip. I think it was against Louisville when he did it. Dude,
mean-
he gaslighted me, and I was watching it. Like I wasn't even playing.
Faked out the defenders. Man. They're looking like Prime Messi out there.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. But I definitely do think the NFL is extremely fun to watch, considering like the NHL. The teams that were bad last year are good this year.
It's just like some of the soccer teams and the NHL teams. You just don't know who's gonna win.
Exactly, and I think it's
there
fun.
are so many contenders, and it could change in like 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Anything with injuries or just how people can just come up. We seen people like Rico Dottle, who we thought was just a forgotten unk, that people just forgot about.
Yeah.
And he came up. He came back up in like the recent 2 or 3 weeks.
Mhm.
And people kind of forgot about the Panthers, but someone like Bryce Young, shout out to Ty, by the way.
Sir.
But I don't know. I don't want to throw the Panthers out, but man, they need help.
They do. I don't know what the move for the Panthers is next, but I definitely do think going into these not final weeks, but coming up to trade deadline and beyond, this is gonna be really fun.
And they have
Really
a wide
fun NFL.
receiver in Ted McMillan, who's
Mhm.
he got his first career touchdown against the Cowboys, I think. He's a good pickup for fantasy. I've used him for a couple weeks, and
Yeah.
he's really reliable.
Rough week, or I mean, rough year for fantasy owners, though. I mean, this has just been
Mm-hmm.
the great drought of wide receivers for points. I mean,
I remember the first week, and like the first 2 weeks, like wide receivers is not good.
mhm.
I mean, I was one of the people who drafted Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
man.
sucks. It
Mhm.
sucked for a while, and I mean, it's getting better, but it still kind of sucks. You know,
Mhm.
I have Devontae. I mean, I had to drop half my wide receivers. I had Jerry Judy, Devontae Smith, and Terry McLaurin. I had to drop all of them but Devontae Smith because they can't perform.
Mhm.
I had to pick up someone like Romeo Dobbs, who's doing great in Green Bay. I'm not trying to rip on him, but I'm saying, like, you know, if you're drafting, you're not drafting him. You're just picking him off the wage wire.
Mhm.
Another one, Jordan Addison. I had to pick him up off the agent wire because he was hurt for the half the year, but that risk is paying off.
Mhm. And then speaking of underachievers, I mean Andy Dalton for the recovering Bryce Young.
Mhm.
I mean he played horribly
Oh, I mean,
last week.
his clips are comical, like what he put up. I mean, I'm gonna rip on my old high school, bro, but like he kind of looks like a high school quarterback. I don't even know if like he could help our high school team. We suck.
Well, maybe he can actually do positive passing yards.
Yeah, North Lincoln, we gotta work on that. No positive passing yards from your backup QB. Gotta work on that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I think we're gonna wrap it up with our trivia question here, because I don't know if there's anything else we can talk about
Yeah, I
there.
think
we
we
covered
covered almost
everything
everything, yeah.
for at least this week. So watch out for your matchup Sunday night, Thursday night, and Monday night. Fantasy owners, don't forget. Obviously tonight's Wednesday. Make sure you get your parlays and your rosters finalized. Make sure I do that myself. But all right, Ryan, hit us with it.
All right, so I have two questions for you. They're true or false, both of them. We're going to start with the team question, right?
All right.
Okay, so the Chicago Bears have won more Super Bowls than the Green Bay Packers. True or false?
That's hard because like they could have won a bunch in like
Yeah.
the 60s or.
The funniest part is too, because I obviously watched the Green Bay versus Pittsburgh game, so I could tell you how many they won because of the
Oh,
27
Yeah,
theory.
because the 27. rule.
They have won, I believe it's 4 Super
So
Bowls.
the question is, do
Do
the
the
Bears
Bears have
have
more?
Super Bowls than the Packers? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do
So would
either.
that be false then?
That would
Yeah.
be false. You're correct.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
The
go,
Bears,
bro.
That's right.
They won 1 Super Bowl, and the Packers have won 4.
Oh, I
And
got
then,
it.
however, the Bears still lead in total all-time franchise wins. So,
Oh wow.
That's
I
pretty
think, yeah, that is interesting.
yeah.
Mhm.
So the second question, this is about a player. Tom Brady was selected in the first round of NFL draft.
False.
True or
Oh,
false?
False.
Yeah.
Because
False.
He was,
Okay.
he was,
I figured that'd be quick.
False.
Yeah, because I remember I was watching this.
7th round pick.
I remember I saw on TikTok or something. It was like him explaining how he was a 7th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a 4th-string quarterback.
Yep.
And he was saying like man, like he was talking to his roommate, and he was
Mhm.
like, man, if they put me on that field, they're never gonna take me off the field.
Mhm.
But look at him now. I mean, he's been to 10 Super Bowls, 7-time. I mean,
Most Super Bowl wins, most Super Bowl appearances by a player, I'm pretty sure.
He was actually a 6th-round pick.
He was 6th-round pick.
Sixth-round
6th-round
I mean,
pick.
New England
Still.
Patriots.
I mean, that's still
Still.
Tom Brady. When you think of Tom Brady, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time,
Yep.
you think like, oh, this guy must have won first overall, right? No, he went
No.
6th.
Sixth.
I mean,
Sixth.
what an underdog story.
And I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't even. I mean, he played in Michigan, but he wasn't great. He was not great. He did not have a great combine. He's definitely one of the biggest what ifs for the 6 teams, including Pittsburgh, who passed him up. What if we drafted that guy?
What if Bill Belichick didn't pick him? I mean,
That too. I mean, it's very interesting. But I think we're gonna wrap up today's podcast on that note, going 2 for 2. That's always good.
Mhm.
But I enjoyed this.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you enjoy this?
Yeah.
It's been great for me. So,
Ryan,
yeah.
well, special thanks to Ryan, our producer and editor in the
producer. Yeah,
background,
thank
for
you for,
providing us with the questions and doing this.
And thanks
course,
for having
of course.
us this amazing studio.
100%. If you're watching on the YouTube, and I'm pretty sure it's only going to be on YouTube, but
Yeah.
just in case it ends up on Spotify, definitely check out the background. It's 5 seconds or whatever. This is a really sick area to do it in.
Don't worry, the pictures will be in the picture frames eventually.
Oh, that'll make it even more tough. But
Oh, yeah.
before I wrap this up, I think we got to set a goal for another episode.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? 100 views or?
Yeah. I mean, I remember we posted on our Instagram, right? On
Oh,
our
yeah.
Instagram. I mean, we got so
Think
many
I'll
likes
repost it.
and
Mhm.
DMs, and Ryan will post it too. But if we get
100, 150?
if we get let's put it at 100 views.
100 views?
If we get 100
views.
views, we will do another episode, and we'll just keep.
We'll keep
doing the
going.
same
If
thing.
you want to see it, we'll keep doing
If you
it.
want us to add another like section, we'll think about it and we'll probably take care and do it.
But yeah, leave your comments in below. We will take it into the consideration. If not, we might apply a lot of your ideas because this is first time trial run. So
Yeah.
this was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
Thanks
Been
for watching. Thanks for listening.
and happy Halloween, just in case. Halloween's coming up in 2 days. If we don't
Yeah.
get it up in time, happy Halloween to all those who celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
And we will catch you next time. This was the Double E signing out.
Peace.